He was 17, living in his parents' house, broke, no business connections, no experience, no audience, just a cracked iPhone, a secondhand laptop. And one thing most people around him didn't have the will to try. It started like most stories don't, not with a breakthrough, but with boredom. One late night after another failed dropshipping attempt, he opened ChatGPT. He wasn't looking for inspiration. He was looking for an excuse to quit, but instead, typed something random. Something like, "Give me a startup idea that makes money instantly." What came back wasn't revolutionary, but it clicked, not because it was perfect, but because he saw what no one else saw. A gap, a blind spot, system flaw he could exploit. He took the idea, rewrote it in his own words, made it sound like it already existed. He gave it a name, designed a fake brand, mocked up a product that didn't even work yet. Then he did something bold. He launched it as if it was real. Within 48 hours, he had 3 pre-orders. Not much, but enough to make one thing clear. The internet doesn't care who you are. It only cares what you can make people believe. And that lie, that little experiment, snowballed into one of the fastest growing underground businesses in the AI gold rush. He didn't even have a product, no back end, no features, not even a landing page that worked properly. But those 3 pre-orders, they changed everything. Because that's when it hit him. People were willing to pay. Just for an idea that sounded like the future. So he doubled down. He turned his fake screenshots into a fake demo video. He recorded a voiceover using AI. He mocked up fake testimonials from people who didn't exist. It wasn't a scam. He wasn't taking money and disappearing. He was building the product in real time. Only now he had proof that people wanted it. This wasn't just hustle. This was warfare in the attention economy. He used ChatGPT to write pitch decks, build automations, draft cold DMs, even negotiate deals with fake co-founders he'd invented to sound more legit. Then came the moment he knew he'd never be broke again. A VC real, not fake, reached out, saw the buzz, asked for a call. He panicked. He had nothing, no tech stack, no team, no legal structure, just smoke and mirrors. But he didn't cancel. He got on the call, turned on his camera, and acted like a founder who knew exactly what he was doing. And somehow it worked. The VC didn't invest, but he introduced him to someone who would. A small angel investor, $25,000, wired the next day. He took a screenshot of the transfer, posted it on Twitter, captioned it, "Just closed our first angel round for our AI workflow copilot. Let's build that post." It blew up, and with it came his first wave of real believers. The tweet hit 20,000 likes in 24 hours. His DMs were a war zone. People asking to invest. Reporters asking for interviews. Developers asking for jobs. But here's the truth. He was still alone in his bedroom, wearing the same hoodie he'd been grinding in for 3 weeks straight, Googling how to legally accept investment at 3 a.m. He wasn't building a startup. He was building a persona on Discord. He pretended to be we. "Yeah, our engineers are shipping the first version this week. Our design team is optimizing the UX." But the engineer was ChatGPT. The designer was a Figma template. The team was just him. He started waking up to Stripe notifications, more pre-orders, more DMs, even emails from YouTubers asking for a sponsorship deal. But pressure is a funny thing, because the money was real, but the product still wasn't. And every day that passed, he felt like he was one question away from it all collapsing. What if someone asked to see the source code? What if they wanted a demo call? What if someone ran a background check? He started having panic attacks. He turned off his notifications. He deleted Twitter from his phone, but every time he closed his laptop, that number haunted him. $87,000 in pre-orders in his account. No refund policy, no working beta, no safety net. So he had 2 options: return the money or build something impossible. In impossible time, he chose the second. He posted one last update. "We're about to go dark while we ship. Our next post will be the launch. Let's F*** and go." And just like that, he disappeared. From Twitter.com, from Discord, from DMs, into the void. to fight a final boss named Reality. He vanished from the spotlight, but behind the scenes, the real work had just begun. In a tiny room cluttered with empty coffee cups and sticky notes, he faced the hardest truth of all. He had no product, no code, no team, no backup plan. But he had something else, an obsession. Every hour, every night, he hacked together what he could. He taught himself to code with online tutorials, rewrote scripts with AI's help, patched together workflows from forums nobody else visited. Sleep became a myth, food was optional, and hope was the only fuel left in the tank. Sometimes the screen blurred with tears and frustration. Sometimes he wanted to give up, but every Stripe notification, every new pre-order pulled him back in, because if he failed, he would have to return every dollar, face the wrath of thousands, and admit the biggest lie of his life. So he coded through the nights, debugged through the weekends.com, and with each line, turned the lie into truth. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't fast, but it was real. By month 3, the product was barely functional, but enough to keep the orders coming. And just like that, the myth became a business, and the teenager who lied became the CEO everyone wanted to believe in. By month 4, the numbers were getting ridiculous. Tens of thousands in revenue, millions of impressions. Everyone was watching, but not everyone was cheering. Suddenly the sharks appeared. Copycats popped up overnight, slicker, faster, and with bigger teams. They weren't building, they were stealing. Same product, same pitch, same everything, and the teenager, still alone, still duct taping systems together, still using free tools and late-night Reddit advice just to keep things running. Customer support flooded, refund requests doubled, and worse, people started doubting the dream. Was it all smoke? Another internet scam? Had the prodigy finally hit his limit? Could have cashed out, sold the domain, posted the win, disappeared a legend? But no, he leaned in harder. He stopped posting, went completely dark. The Instagram stories, gone. The tweets, silent, because this wasn't a content era anymore. This was war. He onboarded freelancers, trained AI agents to handle support, rebuilt the entire back end in 2 weeks flat, automated every process possible. He didn't sleep, he scaled. And when people said, wait, where'd he go? A new version of the app dropped, faster, cleaner, more addictive. And just like that, he was back, not as a lucky teenager who made $1 million, but as a founder who earned it, bite by brutal bite. The relaunch hit like thunder.com. Day 1, 18,000 signups. Day 3, 3,000 paying users. Week 1, he cleared his first $100,000 in a single week, but this time, it wasn't luck, it was precision. He'd built a machine now, automated onboarding. AI agents answering DMEs before customers could even type them. Content pipelines spitting out TikToks, shorts, and reels while he slept. The system was feeding itself, and he knew what to do with the spotlight this time. He didn't just post results, he showed receipts, he taught, he gave away his roadmap, broke down his stack, and opened the gate just enough for people to believe they could do it too. Suddenly, he wasn't just the kid who made $1 million, it became a movement. Startups reached out for mentorship. Podcasts called, influencers asked for collabs. He didn't answer most. He didn't need to, because his content was louder than their calls. One video hit 14 meters views. Not from clickbait, from clarity, no Lambos, no flexing. It's just real proof of what happens when you combine obsession with tools built to scale. He started saying it in every interview. You don't need money to win. You need systems and discipline. And people listened, not because of his age, but because he built something that worked. Every week, more people joined. Every day, more AI agents took over. The business was now Compound Intelligence, a digital empire with 0 employees. And while other creators burned out chasing viral, he was sprinting the quiet path, compounding silently, scaling in the shadows. 6 months, $1.3 million in profit, 0 investors, .com, 0 employees, just a teenager, a laptop, and a machine that never sleeps. But here's what people missed. He wasn't chasing money anymore. That was phase 1. Phase 2. movement building? He took the entire system, the prompts, the automation, the content funnels, the monetization ladder, and turned it into a public vault. Not to sell, to see. He dropped frameworks, taught systems in plain English, launched challenges for other teens to replicate his path, not copy. But Customize.com, he wanted 100 more kids to hit $100,000, not because he needed it, because he knew how it felt to be invisible, broke, and obsessed with how. He started posting new series, $0 to $10,000 with a no money, no team. Make your first digital product in 48 hours. Turn ChatGPT into your full-time employee. And they weren't just content, they were weapons. The internet took notice. Threads went viral. Clips spread on TikTok like wildfire. Reddit called it a digital revolution led by a kid. He didn't care. He was already building V2. Now it wasn't just agents, it was ecosystems. Each business ran on its own AI architecture, custom coded to compound traffic, convert users, and train itself. He wasn't just making money anymore, he was printing leverage. And when Forbes finally called, he didn't pick up because he wasn't building for headlines. He was building for kids like him, the ones sitting in silence, with no money, no followers, but a head full of ideas. And a browser tab opened in ChatGPT, the ones ready to bet everything, discipline, tools, and time. And if you're still watching, maybe you're